just like I told y'all earlier today. I told y'all this is where the Caitlin Clark news was going to come from, was from this X account. See, the media has not been there to report on it. So everything we're saying is all from Team USA media team. But let's watch. So this is Caitlin Clark pulling up, bro. She is there in the building. Who is greeting her? I don't know who that is. But she's definitely there, bro. Caitlin Clark is in.
Fresh updates reveal that Caitlin Clark has touched down in North Carolina for her anticipated comeback to competitive basketball. The star player will be joining the Team USA roster in what marks her first time on the court since early July. With several months having passed since fans last witnessed her play, this upcoming appearance is generating significant buzz across social media platforms. The official USA Basketball social media channels have become the primary source for updates regarding Clark's arrival, as traditional media outlets have not been present at the facility to provide coverage. Recent footage shared by Team USA shows Clark entering the building, confirming her presence at the training camp. The video was posted just minutes after her arrival, quickly spreading across various platforms.
In the building, right as we speak. This is big time news. This news just came out 13 minutes ago. Now, I want to see if Caitlin Clark actually said anything on her Instagram. I feel like Caitlin Clark need to be more on social media on this go around. I feel like she has not really been saying a whole lot on social media to kind of help the brand grow, you know, her brand, especially at a time like this. I feel like Caitlin Clark should definitely be tweeting a little more.
An interesting observation regarding Clark's social media presence suggests she could benefit from increased activity online during this period. Her posting frequency has been relatively minimal, with her most recent update appearing 2 days prior. The last post featured a birthday tribute to teammate Aliyah Boston, who will also be participating in the North Carolina training sessions alongside Clark. The post notably included her Time magazine cover still visible in the frame, with engagement coming from notable figures including Shedeur Sanders. Building on Clark's digital footprint, a light-hearted video featuring her and Lexi Houle surfaced on TikTok earlier in the day. The clip shows both individuals attempting a marshmallow stuffing challenge using Trader Joe's strawberry and watermelon-flavored marshmallows.
And grow, you know, her brand, especially at a time like this. I feel like Caitlin Clark should definitely be tweeting a little more. She should be posting a little more just to kind of get the engagement back with the fans. I ain't going to lie to you, bro. The engagement is not there from the Caitlin Clark fan base. So this is what she put today. So today is Aliyah Boston birthday. So Aliyah Boston will be down in North Carolina with Caitlin Clark as well for this whole Team USA situation. Guys, this is big time news. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. I'm excited. I'm hella happy, bro, because I kind of misreported.
The humorous content offered fans a glimpse into Clark's personality away from the basketball court, with both participants laughing throughout the attempt. Response to Clark's arrival has been overwhelming across social platforms. Various accounts have shared the footage with enthusiastic commentary, referring to her as a transformative figure in women's athletics. The reaction highlights the sustained interest in her career despite the extended break from professional play. Multiple posts emphasized excitement about her return, with many expressing eagerness to see her back in action after the lengthy absence. The arrival also coincided with other notable players joining the camp.
Bro, because I kind of misreporting over here. Look, Caitlin Clark got her Time magazine cover right there, still bookmarked there. You know what it is. Y'all know what it is. See, guess who liked it? Shedeur Sanders. Guys, but yeah, man, Caitlin Clark, she really hasn't been. When's the last time Caitlin Clark posted? 2 days ago. That ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? That ain't bad. But I feel like Caitlin should definitely be posting a little bit more. But yeah, man, she's definitely.
Aliyah Boston's presence was confirmed, along with Sonia Citron, Stephanie White, and Angel Reese. However, the attention surrounding Clark's appearance has notably overshadowed other arrivals, with her footage generating the highest view counts and engagement metrics among the shared content. Since no independent media personnel have access to the training facility, all visual content and updates will be exclusively distributed through USA Basketball's official channels. This differs from typical WNBA coverage and raises questions about how the organization will manage content featuring Clark specifically. Given the extended period since her last game appearance in early July, there appears to be substantial demand for regular updates and behind-the-scenes footage throughout the training camp. Speculation suggests that Clark may be entering a rebranding phase with her new representation.
Like, Caitlyn should definitely be posting a little bit more. But yeah, man, she's definitely gonna be making her rounds. I'm pretty sure a lot of people is exploding online about this. Let's head back over to X and see what Caitlin Clark people was saying on the internet. Let's get the internet reactions. Caitlin Clark officially arrived at Team USA. Let's see here. What's this? Caitlin Clark and Lexi Hall latest TikTok? Oh, wow. I have not seen this.
Okay.
The combination of her return to competitive play, fresh management, and the platform provided by Team USA could potentially position her for an evolved public image. Whether this materializes remains to be seen, though the circumstances appear favorable for such a shift in her career trajectory. The upcoming days promise consistent content as the training camp progresses through the weekend. The extended gap since Clark last competed makes this return particularly noteworthy for fans who have been waiting months to see her play. With viewership expected to be substantial, the pressure falls on USA Basketball's media team to deliver adequate coverage that satisfies the considerable interest in Clark's participation. The coming week will reveal whether the organization can meet expectations for documenting what many consider one of the most anticipated returns in recent women's basketball history.
We're going to compete and see who can fit more marshmallows in their mouth. These are Trader Joe's new strawberry and watermelon marshmallows. Okay, ready?
She's forcing me to do this.
Okay, ready? 1.
We don't have enough marshmallows for this.
2. Don't chew it.
Don't go too. You're gonna have to go faster.
Sorry.
Team USA basketball activities have commenced, marking Caitlin Clark's return to competitive preparation. Sue Bird, currently overseeing Team USA basketball operations, has provided commentary regarding Clark along with discussing Angel Reese and Paige Buchers. Bird has addressed numerous athletes during recent media availability sessions. Based on Bird's statements and approach, Clark, Reese, and Buchers appear destined for roster inclusion regardless of specific performance metrics during camp. All three possess skills warranting team selection. 2 of these athletes should realistically secure starting positions if selections follow pure talent evaluation.
Don't go too. You're gonna have to go faster.
Sorry.
Daniel. Fine.
Sorry.
Clark and Buchers both demonstrate capabilities exceeding most competitors at their respective positions by considerable margins. The Jackie Young versus Buchers debate holds some validity, and depending on positional classification for Young, a Clark versus Young discussion might also emerge. However, 3 guards distinctly separate themselves from all others in the league, including Kelsey Plum and Sabrina Ionescu. Those 3 elite guards are Clark, Buchers, and Young. Arguments suggesting Clark ranks as the premier 2-guard or Buchers functions primarily as a point guard miss the mark entirely. Among these 3 players, Young actually possesses the greatest versatility to handle both backcourt roles effectively.
This is so funny. That would.
Sue Bird offered specific observations about Clark during media sessions. Bird highlighted Clark's engagement throughout the Indiana Fever season as particularly noteworthy, specifically praising how Clark maintained involvement despite circumstances. Bird characterized this behavior as reflecting genuine maturity. While the complete context of Bird's statement wasn't fully captured, her remarks clearly conveyed strong admiration for Clark and how she navigated her rookie campaign. Bird has capitalized on Clark's popularity significantly, featuring Clark on her podcast multiple times. Ultimately, these factors carry weight in the selection landscape.
They picked purely based on merit. They both should start. They're both good enough. They're both the best players in the league by, in my opinion, a non-insignificant amount at their position. I think you can make maybe the Jackie Young versus Paige argument. And honestly, depending on what position you consider Jackie Young, I think maybe you can make the Jackie Young versus Caitlin argument. But for me, it's like Jackie Young is the only guard. There's three guards.
The younger generation of WNBA athletes appears more mentally prepared compared to veteran players. These emerging talents arrive with greater exposure and experience. They enter professional basketball more equipped to handle attention and pressure. They demonstrate superior readiness for significant moments. These younger players rarely commit errors stemming from inexperience or succumb to pressure during critical situations. Alyssa Thomas displayed struggles during her Cambridge appearance last season.
The only guard. There's three guards that I think are a different level to every other guard in the league, and that includes Kelsey Plum, that includes Sabrina Ionescu. Those three guards are Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers, and Jackie Young. The three of them, I don't care if you want to argue. The one thing I just don't want to ever hear is Caitlin Clark is the best two guard, or Caitlin Clark is in the best two guard conversations, or Paige Beckers is the point guard. I never want to hear that argument again, because it's not, like, ironically, of those three, the one who has the most.
A'ja Wilson experiences discomfort in hostile road environments with large crowds. Conversely, Clark, Buchers, and Reese thrive in antagonistic settings where crowds oppose them. Satou Sabally displays remarkable emotional control on the court, maintaining composure consistently. Sabally deserves World Cup consideration. Some argue selection should follow pure merit principles, but organizational dynamics favor established relationships. The rationale that Kelsey Plum attended recent Olympics necessitates her continued inclusion seems flawed.
Ironically, of those three, the one who has the most ability to play both positions is Jackie Young. It's Jackie Young. But let's take a listen to Sue Bird, obviously. Sue Bird here. Bird on Caitlin Clark. The first thing that came to mind, and this comes to the whole Indiana Fever, they did a great job engaging in their season. I thought that was most impressive is the way she stayed engaged. That speaks to her maturity. And while the full context of Bird's quote isn't included, it's clear she was speaking extremely highly of Clark and how she handled her injury-plagued season. At the end of the day, look, Sue Bird has had to.
What unique attributes does Plum provide that Buchers cannot? Claims that Plum offers defensive intensity and competitive fire ignore that Sabally delivers identical contributions with superior execution. If defensive specialists are needed, selecting Raven Johnson makes equal sense. If Plum's projected role mirrors Johnson's capabilities, then Johnson represents the logical choice. The Olympics demonstrated how sacrificing optimal lineup configurations creates problems. Starting Napheesa Collier, despite positional mismatches, not questioning her talent but acknowledging poor roster fit, created cascading issues.
Sue Bird has had to. Sue Bird's taken advantage of the Caitlin Clark hype as much as anyone. She's had Caitlin Clark on her podcast a couple of times. At the end of the day, it kind of does matter. And I think when it comes to these, I feel like these young players in the WNBA, I just think they have their head screwed on more than the vets. I think they've coming in with more experience. I think they're coming in as more, I'm not going to say more rounded athletes, but more like.
Kahleah Copper performed at higher levels than Collier but received DNP designations, nearly costing Team USA victories. Such roster management mistakes shouldn't occur at this elite level. Regarding Clark's maturity specifically, this quality perfectly suits starting point guard responsibilities. The only scenario preventing Clark from starting would involve predetermined loyalty to Chelsea Gray based on seniority protocols. During 2021, Sue Bird benefited from this exact dynamic. Bird didn't merit starting status for the 2021 Olympic squad based purely on current performance.
But more like ready for the spotlight, more ready for what's going on. I think they're more ready to step up in big moments. I don't think they don't make I don't think they make that many like young mistakes, as in like the moment they don't shrink with the moment, which we saw. We saw Alyssa Thomas shit herself when she played in Cambridge last year. Aja Wilson hates playing in Cambridge. Like, Aja Wilson, a big crowd against Aja Wilson, she's not comfortable. Whereas
Chelsea Gray dominated as the league's best point guard at that time, with Skylar Diggins-Smith ranking second. Yet Bird started due to experience requirements. According to Team USA's experience standards, Aja Wilson at 30 years old entering the World Cup lacks sufficient experience. Brianna Stewart at 32 doesn't possess adequate experience either. The organization's logic dictates inserting a 7-year-old player approaching retirement provides necessary experience against younger French opponents who maintained relentless pace for entire games. Bird likely won't publicly criticize Clark or any athlete.
she's not comfortable. Whereas Caitlin Clark, Paige, Angel, these three especially are absolutely, they're fine playing in hostile environments against them. When it comes down to things, I'd say Sonia Citron just doesn't seem to show any emotion on the court. Like, she's just ice. Like, Sonia Citron is just ice. I bring all four of them. I would bring all four of them to the World Cup. Like, I understand, it's not a meritocracy, but it's a club where it's like,
Bird understands the strategic communication approach. The situation presents interesting dynamics moving forward. Expectations of Buchers starting at point guard with Clark relegated to bench duties seem unlikely. The only pathway preventing Clark from starting involves those peculiar seniority regulations which nearly cost Olympic gold. Repeating such mistakes appears improbable.
Club where it's like, Kelsey, we brought Kelsey Plum to the last couple of Olympics, we have to bring her. And I'm like, tough. What does Kelsey Plum bring to Paige Beckers doesn't? I mean this. We're like, Kelsey Plum's a dog. She can go in and play defense and play hard. Yeah, Sonia Citron does that, and she's just better at it. Like, if you want someone to come in and just go and be a defensive dog, bring fucking Raven Johnson for all I care. If that's the role. Like, if you feel like Kelsey Plum needs to come in and play Raven Johnson's role, bring Raven Johnson.
Long-term prospects for Satou Sabally warrant close attention. Sabally should receive guaranteed roster consideration but may face exclusion. Comparing Sabally against Plum or Ionescu regarding team contributions, Sabally likely offers more value. However, Ionescu's Nike sponsorship provides significant influence. Ionescu will certainly make the roster and might even start at point guard despite that position not maximizing her strengths.
Johnson. And that's the problem, is that, like, we saw in the Olympics that they literally sacrificed because they needed to start Nafisa Collier, even though she just wasn't good enough to start, just because she was just playing out of position. Not that she wasn't a good enough player, it just wasn't right fit-wise. All of a sudden then we saw Kalia Copper, who was playing much better than Fee, getting DNPs and them nearly losing games. And I was like, I don't think Team USA should be able to afford to do that. But obviously, look, speaking on the
Ionescu excels as a guard, but point guard isn't her optimal role. Bird's comment, beginning with the first thing that came to mind, and this comes to the whole Indiana Fever, reveals persistent patterns. Praising Clark individually without crediting others remains problematic within WNBA culture. Individual recognition for Clark without mentioning teammates or competitors generates controversy. This represents standard practice throughout the league.